Examining the leader of a religion is a good test in determining the truthfulness of it. Why? Because it helps us see if the individual was legitimate or a fraud, and by extension, how credible their teachings are. Charles Taze Russell was the founder of the Jehovah's Witnesses. He was born in 1852 and grew up near Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. By age 12, he was writing business contracts for his father's clothing stores, and he went on to be a savvy businessman. By his late teenage years, Charles Taze Russell decided that no Christian church was true because of the various disagreements across denominations. Around 18 years old, Charles Taze Russell decided to start his own Bible studies, in large part because he rejected many essential Christian beliefs, such as the deity of Jesus, Jesus' resurrection, and the Trinity. Out of these Bible studies in his groups came a new religion, Jehovah's Witnesses. Jehovah's Witnesses claim that they have the corner on truth and that all opposed to their doctrines are wrong. How does their founder, Charles Taze Russell, stack up? Was he an upstanding citizen? Listen to this list of controversies he played a central role in and decide for yourself. He abused his wife, and she divorced him for mental cruelty, in which the court ordered he pay her alimony. Keep in mind, this divorce was at a time where divorce was so uncommon it was considered taboo. Charles Taze Russell had multiple affairs. He sold miracle wheat for $60 per bushel. For context, the cost of a bushel of wheat at the time was around 99 cents. The Brooklyn Daily Eagle reported that Russell was doing this, and he sued them for libel. Leading up to the lawsuit, the newspaper said, quote, "At the trial, it will show that Pastor Russell's religious cult is nothing more than a money-making scheme." Charles Taze Russell lost the lawsuit against the Brooklyn Daily Eagle. In 1893, a handful of his close associates wrote that Russell was extremely driven by money, it was a main motivator in publishing his Bible study books, and that he had cheated one of them financially. He also committed perjury. In yet another court case, Charles Taze Russell was asked if he knew the Greek language, which is pertinent because the New Testament was written in Greek. He answered yes. When pressed to identify letters in the Greek alphabet, he could not do so, and was forced to admit that no, he did not know Greek. Oh, and Charles Taze Russell predicted the end of the world by date multiple times. Those dates have passed, and newsflash, he was wrong. That is what the Bible would call a false prophet. The overall record of Charles Taze Russell is very difficult to view in a positive light. Perhaps that's the reason that Jehovah's Witnesses try to distance themselves from their founder. According to the Jehovah's Witnesses website, jw.org, Jesus, not Charles Taze Russell, was the founder of Jehovah's Witnesses. In the same article, it says that, quote, "The modern-day organization of Jehovah's Witnesses began at the end of the 19th century. Interestingly, the end of the 19th century is exactly when Charles Taze Russell started the organization, and that's also nearly 1,900 years after Jesus walked the earth. So who really founded the Jehovah's Witnesses? A businessman from Pennsylvania who was called out for fraud, lost multiple court cases, abused his wife, had multiple affairs, had no knowledge of biblical languages, was literally a false prophet, and ripped people off, selling things at 60 times market value. Jehovah's Witnesses fail this test of leadership, and it should be a major red flag for anyone who is a Jehovah's Witness or is considering becoming a Jehovah's Witness.